Hi, my name is Sophie, and today I'll be sharing some venting tips and tricks to help you achieve a successful fitting for your client so that they can create connections. It can be challenging to determine the best hearing aid venting for a client to meet their audiological needs and manage occlusion. You need to ensure the hearing aid is powerful enough to treat their hearing loss, will fit in their ears properly, and sounds comfortable. Too large of a vent, and the client may not hear well enough, or feedback risk increases. Too small of a vent, and the client may experience too much occlusion. All of these issues could cause a client to not wear their hearing aid. So how do we get the venting right? We need to consider our client's audiogram, anatomy, and their perception of how it sounds. Let's start with the audiogram. The audiogram is your guide in selecting the appropriate style and fitting level. It also drives the fitting software's venting recommendation. Different audiograms require different venting. Therefore, we need to consider the following when choosing the appropriate venting for your client. Firstly, the degree. How severe is the hearing loss? Is a lot of gain required, therefore feedback could be an issue? Secondly, the configuration. How much low frequency gain does the hearing loss require? Venting affects gain below 2000 Hz. So if a client has normal hearing below 2000 Hz, then more venting is required. If a client has hearing loss below 2000 Hz, then less venting is required to help to prevent the low frequencies from escaping from the ear canal. Lastly, we need to consider the type of hearing loss. Mixed and conductive hearing losses require more gain. Therefore, less venting is required. Next, we need to consider the client's ear anatomy. Is aeration important due to a history of ear drainage or ear surgery? Is there a lot of jaw movement, which changes the shape of the ear canal? Small ear canals have less space, therefore less venting options are available. Larger ear canals have more space, therefore more venting options. Lastly, we need to demo the hearing aid. This will give the opportunity for the client to see how the hearing aid feels and sounds in the ear. It will also give you the opportunity as the clinician to see how the hearing aid fits inside the ear canal. Occlusion affects people differently, therefore we can adjust the venting accordingly. Tip: evaluating the fit using real-ear measurements can help you see what is happening in the ear canal. For example, if the gain is below target at frequencies lower than 2000 Hz, you can plug the vent. This also helps to eliminate feedback. On the other hand, if the gain is above target at frequencies lower than 2000 Hz, you can enlarge the vent. So when selecting the venting for your client's hearing aid, be sure to consider your client's audiogram, anatomy, and perception. Well, doing so will lead you to a successful fitting the first time and ensure people with hearing loss can connect to what they love.